Previously on 24 Station Street.
You know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
Excuse me, Mr. Rock, but I'm the voice of this show. You're nothing but a afterthought. You Rudy Poo Jabroni.
Bar wisdom, Station Street, Chattanooga, wrestling raps, hip hop mania, whole team strong. Shout out Sahadi, JG, big ups.
Buy the ticket, take the ride!
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of 24 Station Street. I'm coming to you from the balcony of our studios in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and look, there's a famed Chattanooga choo-choo sign.
Welcome everyone to yet another episode of 24 Station Street. We're in beautiful Knoxville, Tennessee.
Tonight we're going to celebrate our 10th anniversary.
But again, we're celebrating our 10th episode of 24 Station Street.
You can see the fireworks already going off on your screen.
I can't tell you about all the great memories we had here. So much fun, so much fun.
Tonight, we relive the funny and the serious, the sad and the joy. Tonight, it's the best of Season 1.
Run it.
Behind me is a part of the studio that we call Home Base. And in our very first episode at Home Base, we actually forgot that we had a show to tape.
There's nothing on TV.
Nothing. Man, I'm thinking about going back to Las Vegas.
Next month, millions of people are going to be listening to this show, and you have nothing to talk about.
Aren't we supposed to be doing something?
Oh shit, it's our first podcast tonight. Damn, what are we doing?
All show long, we promoted D'Lo Brown as a special guest for my first podcast. Boy, we're in for a surprise.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beyond the Squared Circle. My first guest needs no introduction. He's known around the world. People love him everywhere he's been. It's D'Lo Brown. D'Lo, welcome into the studio. Welcome to the podcast.
What on earth is this?
Matt Taven?
I was told by my agent that they needed the guy with the best frog splash in the entire world. Did you assume that was D'Lo Brown?
Yes, I did.
Well, it's not, okay? Of course, it's Matt Taven. One time at Impact, D'Lo Brown told me he wished he had 1,000 Matt Tavens. His life would be so much easier if he had more of Matt Taven. Then I looked him right in the eye and said, D'Lo, they've only made one of you. That's why he is I, and I am him, and I'm Matt Taven. Not D'Lo Brown.
Yeah, well, D'Lo had one thing you didn't, and that's a bobblehead doll. How about that?
Why did D'Lo have a bobblehead doll? Because he's got no neck. They tried to make a normal action figure for him, and they said, we ran out of options. We're just gonna have to put a bobblehead on this guy because that's the only way we can make him look at least a tiny bit normal.
How old were you when you first decided that you wanted to become a professional wrestler?
The other time was when you decided to ruin my life. Not just my life, but also Vincent's and a lot of my close personal friends, because growing up watching your pay-per-view packages, I used to say to myself, this is the most entertaining thing in the entire world, and this is all I've ever wanted to do. So thank you, because now I'm 4 major surgeries deep. I blame them all on you.
I could not believe we couldn't get D'Lo Brown for episode 1. I was so pumped. To have D'Lo Brown. He was one of my favorites. I thought he was going to be there, but I was wrong.
Speaking of Matt Taven, he became a thorn in my side. He interrupted the show 6 different times just to bust my chops and disagree with something I had to say.
We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon and do the other thing.
Who are these internet police? Screw them.
But because they are hard.
We're going to keep on fighting the good fight for you, the fans.
Because that goal, because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept.
Whoa, stop everything. Before we go on with this one-man pity party, the people don't want to hear this. They want the product. They want results. After all these years in media and in wrestling, that you still don't understand trademark or copyright or infringements or anything like that. We'll blame that on you, so please, it's kind of embarrassing that you even use that as an excuse. We want results. But in all honesty, I know myself, people like Vincent, other wrestlers that I've talked to, all will say that some of the most important memories of my fandom as a kid is all thanks to David Zahadi. I mean, in many ways, you could even think that he inspired a lot of us to become professional wrestlers. But let's think about the flip side of that. How many people did he inspire to try to be wrestlers that have no business being a professional wrestling ring? You know how many Melvins are out there? All thanks to probably David Zahadi. These people watching what he makes and thinking, oh, I can be just like these gods. He makes the wrestlers seem larger than life. That could be me. Thanks for nothing, Zahadi. All right, we have to smack these Melvins around to try to make it somewhere. All because you're inspiring a bunch of idiots. Unbelievable.
And now, the top 10 TNA knockouts of all time. Number 6, Mickie James.
Oh, come on! Thought I wasn't gonna have to interrupt this week, but it looks like I'm gonna have to do it again. Number 6 for Mickie James. Are you kidding me? When you first told me this topic, I was thinking, who could be number 1? Who's in the top 3? And I was putting Mickie in all those different spots. Arguably, could be the number 1 knockout of all time. But for me personally, she deserves to be a lot higher. Why? Because she does my favorite thing. She sings her own entrance song. Let me hear it. Give me a little hardcore country.
Number 10, Kevin Nash. Number 9, Hulk Hogan.
Oh, come on! I didn't think I have to interrupt the show again, but clearly I need to. Number 9, this is disrespectful to the man we know as the Immortal One, Hulk Hogan. I understand there's plenty of stuff you can say about Hulk Hogan today, but in the 90s, that man changed everything. In one night, went from the most loved to the most hated. In the 80s, he went from body slamming Andre the Giant to being as tall as Andre the Giant in the 90s when he stood on his wallet. This man is the reason why wrestling is the way it is today. And we need to put him a little bit higher on the list of wrestlers of the 90s, if you ask me. He had the golden Fu Manchu, a beard that looked like it was spray painted on, and the skin of a hot dog that was glistening in the summer sun. You need to show some respect, you jealous Melvin. Hulk Hogan needs to be higher than number 9.
And now, the Magnificent 7 architects who are behind the success of WWE. Number 4, David Zahadi.
Zahadi was the man who devised a company still peerless vignette mode. He pioneered the art by ingeniously distilling storylines into 3-minute teasers.
Whoa, stop everything. I know it's been a little bit since I interrupted, but I couldn't keep quiet anymore. Zahadi put himself on the list. How are we letting him get away with this? Zahadi put himself on the list, and I know he's sitting there going, no, it wasn't me. Other people picked me to be on this list. Yeah, right, the jig is up, okay?
Episode 2 we called Chaos and Anarchy. It started out with chaos, and there was chaos throughout the entire show.
Are we safe here, guys? Yeah. You sure? God. What's that? Oh, shit! No!
Monstrously conceived and dangerous communist plot we have ever had to face?
That's good. We're safe here. We're safe. Wait. Hold up. Isn't this the place we're just at? No, it's right. It looks just like it. It's in the basement. We're secure.
Okay, let's go. Yo, get up. Go and play that game, soldier.
After the initial round of chaos, things did calm down. Until the end of the show, that is.
Want something? Oh, shit!
My orders are for this base to be sealed tight, and that's what I mean to do. Seal it tight.
What are we doing?
I want all privately owned radios to be immediately impounded.
Yes, sir.
They might be used to issue instructions to saboteurs.
I don't think so, John. Somebody sent me a video today. It was a little disturbing. I'll show it to you right now, okay?
Okay.
Poor Pete Pitts. He was scoring. We haven't seen him on this show since. Hope you're doing well, Pete.
Still to come, Hall of Famer Gail Kim, Christie Hemme, and multi-time world champion Eddie Edwards speak out. But up next, it's Gunner's Stunners and his den of delectable collectibles. If you don't want to speak it, say it on your shirt. Bar Wisdom presents an irreverent collection of bold teas that are witty, wry, and sometimes offensive. But you don't care. Go to barwisdom.co and click on apparel to see our unique collection of t-shirts, caps, and more. Oh, and there's even a Bar Wisdom book, too. Be bold. Be you. Get your merch today. barwisdom.co.
In season 1, we took a couple of road trips. I think Jonathan's favorite was when we went to the House of Gunner to see his amazing wrestling memorabilia collection.
Oh, heck yeah. We are here with Gunner right now. I can't tell you how much of a big fan I am. We are here in the vault of memorabilia. You can't believe what's in this room. Last but not least, of course, is the prized possession. Now, you specialize in cards, wrestling cards, and I'm holding a Cody Rhodes rookie card in my hand. We're going to bring it over to you and Chris Scott. Again, friends of the hobby, friends of wrestling, friends of everything memorabilia here. All right, Chris, you are going to you guys go back and forth about, some of the cards that you think are so unique that our viewers would actually appreciate.
So what I would highlight first of all, in cards, there's things called kabooms. These are incredibly popular these days. It's mainly because of just how it looks. It really just pops off the card. These are really sought after cards. This would be one of my hand picks.
I'm gonna have to go with what started this all. This one right here. This was the first Cody card that I ever remember buying. And it's a dual autograph with his father, Dusty Rhodes. Super hard to come by these days, but I bought it for $40 on eBay a long, long time ago. And so that's the one that matters the most to me. That's what started it. So that's the one I'm going to pick.
So I love cards, and these days they have numbered stuff. They have like diamonds and all this stuff that make cards incredibly popular. This right here, which is the flawless 1-of-1 Cody Rhodes, this is basically like the holy grail. This is what people look for their entire life to try to get, and Gunner procured it. So hats off to you, sir.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm going to throw it back some more. You see this one we're holding is a Cody Rhodes rookie card. Well, in cards, they also have a chrome version of this card. And this is his Topps Chrome Super Fractor rookie. Super Fractors are very important. Probably one of the most, if not the most, sought after parallel in the hobby. And I picked that up after looking for it for a long, long time. I finally secured that one, so I have to pick that one for sure. That's a big one.
My last choice, I just love cards that really catch my eye. And so this downtown, again, kind of like the Kaboom, the downtowns are like crazy sought after inserts. And so this one would be my next choice in the scheme of things.
All right, I'm gonna highlight one more that I really love personally, and it's different. These booklets right here, they fold out. This one's a trifold booklet highlighting Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania in Dallas a few years ago. Numbered to 10, piece of the mat from that match. I'm a huge fan of these booklets. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that one. And it's a classic match, one of my all-time favorites. So yeah, love it. I love that guy too. He's a really good dude.
There you go. I'm gonna drag you over to this corner just one more second, please. Yeah. I know I'm a big fan of the pristine toys that you have. You have the whole crew over here. You have the whole crew.
Yeah.
Tell me how you acquired these.
Same thing. Just growing up, that's what started it. Collecting figures with my dad, my little brother. So mostly what I have Cody, but I got some love for Shawn Michaels. I got some love for Jey Uso, so I've got some figures of them as well.
Yeah, and big shout out to AEW. Big shout out to TNA. Big shout out to WWE, of course. But I see the AEW, the TNA, and also MLW. All of them. Are you kidding me? I absolutely love every single one of them. Whether it's TNA, AEW, MLW, WWE, the love is all on the mat, and I love to see people's hard work, sweat, and tears, and enjoyment bring it to me. Because I still think that Stone Cold and Vince McMahon did not like each other.
Well, I don't think they did either, and that's why it came across as such great TV, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the best ever. I am actually giddy as a schoolgirl right now. I can't even lie. We're born, we grow, then we go through tables. That's what we do here. Wrestling is everything. I appreciate you guys. And again, thank you for giving us this interview on 24 Station Street. We absolutely appreciate you being a part of this wrestling podcast and appreciate you, sir.
Thank you guys for bringing me on. 24 Station Street's where it's at, y'all.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Speaking of road trips, I had a hellacious one going to Los Angeles for MLW's Battle Ride 7. It was like a scene out of a Leslie Nielsen movie.
The flight was smooth, although he hit a little patch of turbulence inside the plane.
Gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Down, get a hold of yourself.
Please, let me handle this. Calm down, now get back to your seat. I'll take care of this. Calm down, get a hold of yourself.
Doctor, you're one of the full.
David, how was LA and how was shooting Battle Riot 7?
Oh, God. Well, shooting Battle Riot 7 was stressful because we had different company that we were working with and, just learning the communication. But the flights there and back, they were really stressful. As night turns to day, leaving Los Angeles, it was smooth at first, but then we hit some real turbulence.
Mayday! Mayday!
And you'll have to talk them onto the approach. So help me, you'll have to talk them right down to the ground.
All right, now everybody, get crash position.
I just want to tell you both good luck. We're all counting on you. Later we'll run down the landing procedure. I just want to tell you both, good luck.
Man, how the hell did you survive that?
John, it was crazy. I think it was the blessing of Leslie Nielsen. It's the reason how we saved it. Yeah.
Leslie the man.
Leslie the man, yeah.
These stairs are one of my favorite parts of our studio. Over there to my left is where I shot my podcast. I had Gail Kim, Christie Hemme, Cody Diener, Eddie Edwards. It was fun, a fun thing to do. So this podcast interview with Gail Kim happened a week before she was let go by TNA. So at this point, she's still a member of TNA. Let's roll the tape. Welcome everybody to Beyond the Squared Circle. And tonight's guest, well, she's an A-lister. And that speaks for itself. Let's waste no time and bring in Miss Gail Kim. Gail, how you doing today?
Hi, Dave. How are you? It's so good to see your face again.
Good to see your face too.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we're doing this podcast. I just want to see you and say hello. So goodbye. That was it. That was all.
That's it. Bye. That was great.
Yeah. Gail, how old were you and what was the moment that drew you into professional wrestling?
I got sucked in by the women's wrestling because that was the time that they started having, the Trish Stratuses, the Jazz, Molly Hollies of the world. They were starting to have real women's wrestling, and I fell in love. Yeah.
You were the inaugural and record-setting 7-time TNA Knockout Champion and a WWE Women's Champion as well.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yes, but why did you retire in your prime? You deprived us of so many great matches, Gail. You were in your prime and you retired.
I don't know if those are my prime. Okay, so I did care about my legacy so much that when I couldn't walk after matches, literally couldn't physically walk.
Wow.
And people like, say, Christie Hemme, who is my best friend in the business, saw me breaking down behind the scenes that fans did not see. And so she said, hey, if you want to retire, we should start planning it now. I at least had a general direction of where I knew I wanted to go. And I asked Jeff Jarrett, hey, can I start producing? And he said, yes. I've accomplished more in wrestling than I ever dreamed of. Now that you can look back, gone after TNA, I wouldn't have been like, I need to prove women's wrestling actually is what people want. I had to do that. I never thought that to this day now WrestleMania would be headlined by women and main eventing, and that's all I ever wished for when I entered this business. And I never thought in my lifetime of being in my career that I'd be able to witness it. Everything has been more than I dreamed of. Yeah.
This interview with Christie Hemme happened 2 weeks after she got fired. So both women were at different points in their careers, and it was a very sensitive time for each, but they still came on the show to do the interview, and for that I'm grateful. How old were you when you first decided to get into the business?
I was 23, and that was when I saw the Diva Search, and I was like, oh my gosh, everything about this feels like me.
Yeah.
I must enter this thing. Once I got into the Diva Search and I was behind the scenes and I saw the culture, I think that's where my love just grew. And then learning about psychology and everything that goes into making a show, it was like, the fans, everything about it. I just fell in love with what professional wrestling is.
What's the future for Christie Hemme?
I mean, I'm raising kids, and they're still young, and I don't know what it looks like for me in wrestling or even on the perimeter of wrestling. Mm-hmm. I know that I love it. I know that I've done it for a very long time, and I'm very passionate about it, but I don't necessarily see myself in it right now, if that makes sense.
It does.
I don't know where I fit. I know that I love it. I know that I've done it for a very long time, and I'm very passionate about it, but I don't necessarily see myself in it right now, if that makes sense.
It does.
I don't know where I fit.
You fit in a creative way where we need to change the landscape of wrestling as we know it right now. I think it needs a big whitewash, probably an overhaul, like we did back with the Attitude Era. It needs a seismic change. That's in my opinion.
So that was literally everything, like with TNA, because I did all of their surveys and fan surveys, and I did that all in person. When I was doing that, literally that's what all the feedback was that fans want a big change, and they want it to be authentic, but they're ready for a big shot of change.
Last thing, Christie, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes.
But I have to answer the same question too. It's going to be tough. And then we'll go off the air. You have to ask me a question, and then you have to answer it yourself, okay?
Okay.
So here's my question to you. You ready?
Yes.
And I have to answer it as well when you're done. But who is Christie Hemme?
Oh my gosh.
I told you it was tough.
That's a tough question. Oh, I'm actually probably right now at this point in my life, through everything that I've been through, especially as a result of being in wrestling for so long, coming up against the me that is vocal about my beliefs and how passionate I am, but also how grounded I am in my ethics. And that both those things can live at the same time. We can have a wild journey that's still safe and healthy for people.
Yes.
Who I am right now is the person that's trying to find their voice to speak to that. And I don't know exactly what that looks like, but I just know that Christie is someone that loves deeply and big.
I had fun with Eddie Edwards. When I was Googling some information about him online, I came across Eddie Edwards, and it was a ski jumper known as Eddie the Eagle. So I started our interview by calling him Eddie the Eagle, and he had no idea what the hell I was talking about. Welcome everybody to Beyond the Squared Circle, where we're interviewing an array of guests. Right now, I want to bring in Eddie the Eagle. How you doing, Eddie the Eagle? You famous Olympian and ski jumper?
Sorry, who are you talking to?
Dude, I Googled your name, Eddie Edwards, and what first came up was
this
Eddie he's an Olympic ski jumper.
This is Eddie Edwards. This is the one and only Eddie Edwards now.
Then we got to change Wikipedia because this old dude comes up before you do, Eddie.
I understand that, winning an Olympic gold medal is impressive, I guess. Jeez, who has he ever beat? That's my question.
Eddie, your greatest highlight was in TNA wrestling?
It's tough when people ask that question. I think there's different goals along the way, and then there's different moments along the way. When me and Davey first went to TNA, and we were able to do tag matches with the Hardys and Team 3D, come from ROH to work tag teams of that caliber and have the series of matches that we had, ladder matches, TLC matches, table matches, to be able to be thrown into the deep end and not only survive, but I felt like we succeeded. That was a big accomplishment for myself and for Davey as a team. And of course, the first time winning that heavyweight, that world championship, beating Bobby Lashley, because there's times in everybody's career, there's some downs where you don't know if you're ever going to get that opportunity. You don't know if you're going to get that shot to become, the face of the company, become the world champion. And, for a while, I didn't know if that would happen. And then all of a sudden, I'm pinning a freak like Bobby Lashley, an absolute menace that he is. I'm beating Bobby Lashley in that ring to win that world championship. That is a goal that I've had. I think everybody gets into this business because they want to be the world champion. They want to be the face of the company. And that was the first time I got the taste of, all right, now I am the champion. Now I am the man at the top of the mountain, and I'm waving that flag for TNA, and I represent TNA, and that's something I'm really proud of.
Yeah. You've wrestled Sami Callihan many times. What's the worst thing he's done to you?
Off the top of my head, literally off the top of my face, I'd say it'd be a baseball bat to the face.
Yes.
A metal bat. In case people didn't know, a metal bat to the face does not feel good.
Oh, no. And what happened?
So that, we know pro wrestling shit happens. It's not ballet, as they say. You had the chair on me. He went to swing, chair moved, and he caught my face right here. He broke my orbital and broke my nose.
And I knew that. I knew that answer, but what I wanted to say was that directing that show, not knowing Sami then, knowing you, when that happened, I said, Sammy's the biggest douchebag there is. That's my friend. He did it purposely. I really do think he did that purposely, or did while I was directing that show. And I couldn't stand the guy. I love him now, but I couldn't stand the guy at the time. There was this one time in Canada when you came to my hotel room and you wanted a beer, and I didn't have beer, I had vodka. And you punched me. Why did you do that?
Well, there's a thing, I consider you a brother. Okay. And guess what? Brothers fight, my friend.
Yeah, they do.
Brothers
Yes.
fight, family fights. And, the fight besides the point, I thought you would know me better. You invite me to your room to hang out and have a drink. What do I like to drink? I like to have a beer after a night of work, and you didn't do that.
No.
Okay? And I'm sorry for the violence that ensued. I apologize for that. And I've apologized numerous times since, but you won't let me live it down, apparently.
No, I won't. And
I'm sorry.
Okay. You said at the end of the video, delete that shit. And guess what? I didn't, and I just aired it during this podcast.
Okay.
So
Good.
I hope you're okay with me. If
Great.
Yeah, that's fine.
Great. No, it's fine. No, good.
Still to come, it's the best of the bloopers from season 1. But up next, David reveals tales from beyond the squared circle on Backstage Pass. If you don't want to speak it, say it on your shirt. Bar Wisdom presents an irreverent collection of bold teas that are witty, wry, and sometimes offensive. But you don't care. Go to barwisdom.co and click on apparel to see our unique collection of t-shirts, caps, and more. Oh, and there's even a Bar Wisdom book, too. Be bold. Be you. Get your merch today. barwisdom.co.
5 inches. 3, take 3. Ready, 4, take 4. Ready, 1, ready, 2, take 3, ready, 5, and take 5. These stairs are one of my favorite parts of our studio. It's where we always shot Backstage Pass.
Oh, one of the things that I cannot miss was the opportunity to interview David Sahadi, longtime friend. He absolutely had such a role of impact of wrestling in my life. Thank you, David. Thank you for allowing me to interview you on Backstage Pass.
John elicited great answers from me, and he delivered great questions as well, too.
Thank you for giving me those one-on-ones. Thank you for bringing me behind the curtain. Thank you, David Sahadi, from the bottom of my heart.
Let's take a look back now at some of the best of the best.
Hello, everyone. We have the great David Sahadi here. My man.
My man.
How did you get your start in TV?
Dude, it was my daddy. I graduated with a degree in math. Had no idea what I wanted to do in life. Math taught me nothing, but being in life taught me everything about life. So there were 2 things I loved doing when I was a kid growing up. One was watching TV, one was sports. My dad got me a job at NBC Sports. So I'm doing TV and I'm doing sports, and I love the Jets, so I was assigned to do all the Jet games at first. But my dad got me that start. And because I loved what I was doing, I excelled really quickly and rose very fast. And here's one thing I tell people that don't know what they want to do. Just find your passion in life, whatever brings you joy, and just get an entry-level job somewhere in that business, because you'll love what you're doing and you'll really advance fast.
Is it true that your father drafted O.J. Simpson in 1969?
John, it is true, and I had a feeling you would ask that question, so I have 2 pictures here. This is a silhouette of my dad drafting O.J. Wow. And this is another picture of him. So he was representing Buffalo Bills. They were in Buffalo at their headquarters. They called my dad the night before to the number 1 overall pick and said, Lou, we're drafting O.J. Simpson. Make sure you're on time. Be there. Don't fuck this up. So my dad was afraid that he would not wake up in time. He set 3 alarms. He kicked my 7-year-old sister out of her bed so he can sleep in her bed and not be next to my mom. And he got there on time. Yeah, he made all these signs and posters. But yeah, my father drafted O.J. Simpson.
Heck yeah. So we got a lot of mention of the Jets.
Yes.
Is that your favorite team?
Favorite team because my father, he was a Jets fan.
Okay.
And I got a great story to tell you about my daddy. He was friends with Joe Namath.
Whoa!
Yeah, and because he was the only sports writer that was allowed on the field during the Super Bowl. Nobody else was.
Boss.
Yes, he was also writing a book about him called The Long Pass, which I have back there on my bookshelf. But there was one moment in the 3rd quarter when Joe Namath hit his hand on the shoulder pad of Mike Curtis. It was a 2nd down. He had to come off. He's shaking his hand, and the sending bait for the backup quarterback. And every Jet player's on the sideline saying they convert that 3rd down, make it 1st down. So Joe Namath is back there and doesn't see anybody throw it to him. He goes, Lou, go back up 10 yards. He fired my dad 6 footballs. My dad caught them all. The first one knocked the wind out of him.
Man, he's a legend.
My dad lived a legendary life. He lived a life in the shadow of celebrity.
See, had the number 1 celebrity as your father.
I didn't realize that at the time, but yeah, looking back on it, especially writing that book, because I was reading all of his books that he wrote, I didn't realize what a big star he was. He was famous. And to me, he was just my father.
Why did you leave WWE in 2003?
Joe and I joined WWE, they were like low. They were like going on a free fall, and they hit rock bottom. And myself and a few others helped build that company back up during the Attitude Era. And then once it got built up, really big, it just became very corporate. And everything I did became stale. They wanted to take my stuff that was an R to a G. And I used to be able to talk to Vince McMahon, but then I had to go through many layers, before I could talk to Vince McMahon towards the end. And it just lost its fun. It lost its edge. And that killed my creative spirit. So I decided, you know what? Something's gnawing in my heart to say leave. So I left. I just went on a sabbatical for 1 full year.
What? You won 27 awards
Yes.
there. Tell me more about that.
Well, John, there are awards for creative excellence, and that's an amazing number. Nobody's even come close in winning that many. And back then when I won them, it was validation. Validation of what I was doing, who I was, and my creativity.
I bet.
Yeah. Now, 20 years later, it's good memories. It also reminds me that, guess what? Dreams are still possible at any age. You can always become something. It was a year in, and I'm watching my bank account go, woo! Down, 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 woo! And you know what? I didn't care. So I went to Nashville, and I met Jeff, and dude, I saw the passion that he had. He wore it on his sleeves. He loved this vision so much, and he needed help getting this thing started. So they're shifting into doing monthly pay-per-views. And I decided to join them for 3 months, no more. Again, it's like they were floundering. I like building companies, just like I did in WWE, building that company. I wanted to build TNA. And my 3 months was up, we did something called Cookie Gate, John. The infamous Cookie Gate, which is really a nothing burger. And WWE got so pissed at me, and they knew they couldn't get back at me, so how they got back at me was by hurting my father. Somebody said, let's get Sahadi where it hurts the most. Let's fuck with his father. And it took away my dad's monthly paycheck, John. He was getting a Legends paycheck that was $3,000 a month.
WWE Legend check?
Yes, and that meant everything to him, John, with his finances. And to get back at me, they hurt my dad. I'm sorry to cuss, but when you fuck with my father, you're fucking with me. So my 3 months was up, and they did that. I said, Jeff, how'd you like me there full time? He said, I would love it. I said, good. I'm going to start Monday, and I'm going to get the TV deal. And in 4 months we did. We got a TV deal with Spike.
How was it like the transition from TNA to MLW?
To them?
Yes.
Well, John, it's kind of like the same thing. It was at WWE and with TNA. And I like building companies, not joining one that's already up there high.
Yeah.
And so I helped build WWE, I helped build TNA, and now I'm going to help build MLW. Paul Walter Hauser almost stole the show. That's a Hollywood actor, John. And he was doing all these stunts, coming off ladders, pushing shopping carts. He bled the hard way. His face was nothing but red for half that match. But it was tremendous.
What else does he bring to MLW besides just, of course, his love, his intensity, and his acting background? What else does he bring?
Well, Johnny brings celebrity and PR, which is one good thing. We also have an executive producer. But one main thing he brings is he's got passion for MLW. No other wrestling company. So you feel that. You feel his passion, you feel how much he cares, and he's willing to do anything. He's so involved, and you feed off that. When here's a Hollywood actor that's won an Emmy and a couple Golden Globe Awards, and he's passionate to be here at MLW, that's phenomenal.
Honestly, I just can't tell you how much I absolutely love making this show to give to you guys, to give to the fans, the people that watch, the people that ask us questions about it. Thank you so much. www.borrowwisdom.co will forever be our home to give merchandise, to get our blogs, and also to get season 2. We don't know the date just yet, but season 2 is on the works. But hey, for right now, season 1 has been epic. This is our 10th and final show. Thank you all so much.
I echo the sentiments of my best friend, Jonathan Gordon. We had a blast doing the show. We entertained ourselves, and hopefully we entertained you, because entertaining you is our primary goal. So for season 2, let us know what you think, what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of. Just let us know how we can improve the show for you. So reach us on social media, leave a comment here, or get in touch with us any way you can. And until season 2, peace out. See you on the other side.
And one of my favorite memories, of course, was me getting thrown off the balcony.
His best friend.
Oh, everyone should have a friend like you.
Is in a coma.
I can't believe it. I shouldn't have talked about Pete's song like that. I apologize, Pete. I'm sorry. I got dealt with. I'm sorry. But I can't believe you guys threw me off the balcony. Like I'm just some stranger.
but I wouldn't wait until the last minute to fill out those organ donor cards.
Coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Do you need to clap? Yes.
Ready, 3, 2, 1. We.
Boom. Hell yeah. All right, you ready to go?
So that white's not covering the camera lens anyway, right? It didn't seem like it was.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, good.
I don't hear Cody.
Boom.
We should be recording. Let me start again.
Let me double check now.
Ready?
Yep, let's go.
Clap. 3, 2, 1.
Wes, go ahead. Go right ahead, Wes. I want to hear Wes' point of view on this.
I can't hear David at all.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode. Welcome, everyone.
This episode, we're going to go to the fans and see what they think.
A favorite moment in WrestleMania history?
Not particularly.
That's again, just in case I don't give you that one, okay?
Who's good? My man.
Yep.
Sorry. My man.
How's it going, man? We lost you, John.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so stupid. My man.
Yeah, and this one won't fuck up Mike Tyson. Jonathan, our next list is about.
How was Battle Royale 7?
Battle Royale 7. Battle
okay, that's good.
I can't hear you.
Okay.
I can't hear you.
Welcome, everyone.
Cody, it's weird. This hasn't happened before.
I missed the higher.
You're getting close. The threat match.
Ooh.
It's Seth Rollins versus. Fuck me. Saw The Rock show up, John Cena show up, and John's going to black again.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys.
That recording
Good blooper B-roll content.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're such goofballs.
Boom.
Yep. Boom. Done.
All right. Boom.
I like that.
Hell yeah, that was fun.